American boxing is falling apart, and we got to talk about that right now. This is Serious Grind Boxing, where we're dedicated to the grind and dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I got to talk about the Four Kings. Yes, you remember the Four Kings. If you don't remember the Four Kings, let me let you know. It was Teofio Lopez, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Gevonta Tank Davis. They were supposed to be the future stars of boxing. And I remember in a not too distant past where the United States looked like it was going to be so dominant in the light heavyweight division. You know, it's in a variety of divisions. You had Gevonta Tank Davis. Now, he remains the WBA lightweight champion. But I'm telling you, man, it looks like American boxing is in trouble right now. Gevonta Tank Davis is 30 years old. He has an unbeaten record, right? And even though he has had some bizarre performances, he just struggled with a very controversial draw. He was defending the WBA lightweight title against basically an outsider, an individual who was at 130 pounds, a guy by the name of Lamont Roach Jr. Lamont Roach Jr. moved up from 130 pounds to 135 to face Gevonta Tank Davis, who some was calling the face of boxing. And they fought. And when I tell you, Lamont Roach Jr., this was the first time he ever appeared at 135 pounds, because he's the champion at 130 pounds and no one expected him to win, right? And man, this was the first time that we saw with our own eyes Gevonta Tank Davis failing to win for the first time in his career. He struggled and barely escaped a draw. Because, you know, there's a referee by the name of Steve Willis, and this guy inexplicably decided that there was no knockdown, but Gevonta Tank Davis took a knee. So then, you know, the New York State Athletic Commission, they got involved and they confirmed that the bout would stay a draw, even though it was a lot of controversy. But had the knockdown been called like it should have been called, then Gevonta Tank Davis would no longer have the belt around his waist and he just wouldn't be undefeated. So Gevonta Tank Davis destroyed the invincibility aura that everyone had him under, you know? So now, Gevonta Tank Davis, at one point in time, everyone thought he was the future. Floyd Mayweather had promoted him like, look, this guy is going to be the future of boxing. Everyone loved Gevonta Tank Davis. And then he kind of broke away from Floyd. He had a number of run-ins with the law, including a hit-and-run incident that led to a house arrest, which turned to a 44-day prison or jail type of sentence because he violated the terms of the house arrest, right? And then, you know, it seemed like Gevonta Tank Davis had got everything back on track. He had fought Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia, you know, I think he was undefeated at the time, and he was forced to take a knee, and Ryan Garcia lost. And everybody was like, man, Ryan Garcia is a quitter. He quit by taking a knee against Gevonta Tank Davis. So then that built the bigger buzz and the bigger scaredness or the fearfulness of Gevonta Tank Davis. But now that he has fought Lamont Roach Jr., no one is afraid of Gevonta Tank Davis anymore. Although triangle theories do not work. But now that Lamont Roach Jr., arguably a no-name champion that moved up from 130 to 135 and beat Gevonta Tank Davis, man, Tank is down bad. He does not look like the invincible individual that we all once knew. So now that's the fall of Gevonta Tank Davis. You know, I was just talking about him making Ryan Garcia take a knee. Oh, man. So now Ryan Garcia, when I tell you this guy has a lot of social media popularity, and I'm telling you, if your popularity on social media was an indication of your skills in the ring, then Ryan Garcia would be the top of the top. But man, following the loss to Gevonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, he began displaying what some people would call odd online behavior. You know, he was claiming that he had evidence of people who were doing bad things. He was talking about aliens existing, and you know, he was talking about a lot of things, right? And man, he did all of this, you know, because he was in the future, he was getting ready to fight Devin Haney. He was talking about all these crazy things. He was talking about how he was called by God. He was just doing so many things. And people were like, man, Ryan Garcia, there's something wrong with that guy. There's definitely something wrong with Ryan Garcia, right? Because he had all this odd, peculiar, crazy online behavior. So then everybody said, you know what? We think that Ryan's just doing this because he's stressed, because he's getting ready to face Devin Haney. And at that time, Devin Haney was the WBC super lightweight champion. You know, he never missed weight. You know, he just was that guy. Devin Haney was coming off the biggest win of his life against Loma, which was a close one. He fought Vasil Lomachenko, and he just performed so well. Man, he was coming off, you know, he had fought Regis Prograis. He was coming off of the best wins of his life, man. It was just great. It was like, wow, right? So back to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was acting crazy, but he was about to face Devin Haney. And everybody was like, man, come on, man. Come on, Ryan. Let's get it together. So then just when people thought he had got it together, Ryan Garcia failed to make the weight against Devin Haney. So then that made him ineligible to claim the belt if he won against Devin Haney. But, you know, some people was like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. So then the fight took place. And Ryan Garcia, he dropped Devin Haney a couple times. And then he won and shocked the world by a majority decision victory. And man, everybody was like, wow, they just could not believe it. Everybody was like, wow, Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney. All the boxing analysts and the people who are popular and even fighters, they was like, what? We cannot believe that Ryan Garcia defeated Devin the Dream Haney, because before, on the walk up to the fight, people were saying that Ryan needs to he just does not need to fight Devin Haney. He is not mentally well. He's having too many problems. Everybody was saying all of these things, right? And then Ryan Garcia defeats Devin Haney. And Devin Haney has a very impressive resume, always doing things the right way. And then it was revealed that Ryan Garcia failed multiple pre-fight drug tests. He was using performance enhancement drugs. So then Ryan Garcia was fined $1 million, and then he was suspended for a year, and then he was expelled by the WBC because during this time, Ryan Garcia was making racist comments about black people, and he was saying horrible things about Muslims during a live stream. So then his family, Ryan Garcia's family, released a statement saying that Ryan Garcia was receiving help because he is in an ongoing struggle with mental health. Now, following the defeat, though, I gotta talk about Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he took the loss on the chin. They spoke to Devin Haney after he had lost to Ryan Garcia, and he said, hey, God is the best of planners. I didn't get the decision that I wanted, but I'll be back. This is what Devin Haney said. Now, after getting knocked down multiple times, beaten, battered, he kept getting up. He never gave up. He never quit. He never took a knee. Now, mind you, Gevonta Tank Davis, when he was fighting Lamont Roach Jr., he took a knee. It was supposed to be called a knockdown. The referee didn't call it a knockdown. Gevonta Tank Davis also put his body outside of the ring 2 times. That was supposed to be a disqualification. Gevonta Tank Davis, his corner, walked up onto the ring and wiped his face off in the middle of a round. That's supposed to be a disqualification, but somehow the referee did not call any of that stuff. But Gevonta Tank Davis took a knee against Lamont Roach Jr. Ryan Garcia took a knee against Gevonta Tank Davis, and he did not continue. He let the referee count him out. He did not get up after he got hit in the soloplex area by Gevonta Tank Davis. However, Devin Haney, he got beat, battered, knocked down multiple times against Ryan Garcia, who was full of performance enhancement drugs, and he never quit. You got me? So out of these people, who's the dog? Who is the dog? Eventually, Devin the Dream Haney, he was made a champion in recess, and he didn't fight anymore, right? And now he's getting ready to face Jose Ramirez. Oh man, this is gonna be something. He was gonna face Jose Ramirez. Now, Jose Ramirez is aggressive. He is mean. He's a veteran. Look, it's gonna be very, very difficult for Devin Haney against Jose Ramirez. Ryan Garcia, now that he's come off that suspension, he's going to face Rolly Romero. That should be a very easy fight. Gevonta Tank Davis, he just, got that controversial draw against Lamont Roach Jr. Now, finally, Teofio Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, he failed to build on that Lomachenko win. Teofimo Lopez, he had defeated Lomachenko. He had took 3 world titles off of Lomachenko. I think that was in 2020. And at that time, after he had defeated Loma, man, it seemed like the world was going to be just it looked like Teo was getting ready to dominate the lightweight division. But, man, Teofimo Lopez, he had a fight with a guy by the name of George Kambosos Jr. Now, before this fight, George Kambosos Jr. said, look, I am going to destroy you, Teo. Teofimo Lopez was coming off of this win with Vasil Lomachenko, and he was just high up in the sky. He was speaking like a champion. He was talking like a champion. He was talking like he was going to be the most dominant lightweight that we ever saw in our lives. And some people believed it. Now, Teofimo Lopez, he had avoided fighting Devin Haney because they sparred a couple times, and Devin Haney kept just getting the best of Teofimo Lopez. He kept outboxing Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez did not like that. So Teofimo Lopez went on this avoid Devin Haney campaign. Same with Vasil Lomachenko, because when Devin Haney was Vasil Lomachenko's mandatory, somehow Vasil Lomachenko let go of the belt, became a franchise champion to avoid Devin Haney. Eventually, Devin Haney was elevated to be a champion, and then it was Lomachenko who called Devin Haney an email champion. And since so many people were very angry at Devin Haney's dad for just being there in Haney's life and just, being a promoter and being a successful promoter, they started disliking Devin Haney. So people don't like Haney, but not because of anything that he's done. They don't like Devin Haney because they don't like his dad. Do you see this logic? Crazy. But anyway, Vasil Lomachenko had branded Devin Haney the email champion because he avoided fighting Vasil Lomachenko, just like Teofimo Lopez avoided fighting Devin Haney. So anyway, Teofimo Lopez fights George Kambosos, and George Kambosos destroys Teofimo Lopez. He destroys Teofimo Lopez. And it was like, oh my God. So now, George Kambosos defeats Teofimo Lopez, and Teofimo Lopez does not immediately try to get a rematch. Teofimo Lopez moves up to 140 pounds. He leaves the division. So George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez so bad that Teofimo Lopez goes to another division. Do you hear what I said? So now, those were the four kings that were supposed to be the future of boxing. Now, the world, including social media, was very angry at Teofimo Lopez for not even trying to get his revenge against George Kambosos. He just said nope. He packed up his bags and he left. And even despite having 5 straight wins, Teofimo Lopez, his career is still not back on track. Everyone had this expectation of this high level of dominance early in his career. But Teofimo Lopez has had so much family drama. He's retired and then came back. I think he retired a couple different times. He says things and then he backtracks on what he says. He done said all these racist comments about black fighters. He's done too much. And everybody is like, man, what in the world is going on with the four kings? Everyone is like, American boxing is falling apart because the people that we thought where the future of boxing has let boxing down. You got Gevonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Some people even sprinkle Shakur Stevenson in there. I just saw a post by a guy by the name of Eli Sekbeck, and he had mentioned 5 kings and called Shakur Stevenson the 5th king. And I was thinking to myself, at no point in time did anyone in boxing history ever call anyone the 5 kings. The 4 kings is based on 4 different champions in a classic era of time. And then eventually the new 4 kings, which were Devin Haney, Teofio Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and Tank Davis, they were supposed to carry on that lineage of the new 4 kings. Individuals who were really fighting everybody, fighting the top people, and making it competitive, and then really displaying their excellent skill set. And right now, the only individual that has not really failed, but still has a little stain on that shirt, is Devin Haney. Everyone else out of the 4 kings has kind of fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, it was just not long ago, man, the United States, man, it's like the lightweight division was supposed to be so dominant. And now Gevonta Tank Davis is caught up in this draw controversy. Ryan Garcia keeps getting suspended and expelled and using performance enhancement drugs. Teofimo Lopez falling off, especially after the biggest win of his life. So many people are like, look, American boxing is crumbling. Gevonta Tank Davis, his aura of invincibility is totally gone because he struggled against Lamont Roach Jr. and Lamont Roach Jr. was a major underdog. And then he moved up from 130 pounds. That's what makes it even worse. That's just crazy. Nearly lost a title because he chose a cherry. And that cherry was a lot bigger than what he expected. So now Ryan Garcia, he's still with Golden Boy, even though he does not get along with Oscar De La Hoya. They keep falling out, getting back in. He's using performance enhancement drugs. He's getting expelled and fined, using performance enhancement, fined like millions of dollars. It's just crazy. It's just so. Ryan Garcia, he's at a low point. Gevonta Tank Davis at a low point. Nothing will forgive Ryan for making them racist statements and calling black people the N-word and making bad statements about people's religion and all that type of stuff. Nothing can repair him in my mind. But as it applies to the boxing world thrives off of racial pride. So sometimes when some people say negative things about other races, it makes them a bigger star. So Ryan Garcia can still have a lot of popularity because he spoke negative about a certain race of people. So if you speak bad about a certain race of people, then nothing happens. Everybody will be okay with it. They'll say, oh, just forgive it. But other people you can't do that with. I don't know why it's like that. That's just how it is in America. And then with Teofimo Lopez, he had that loss to Kambosos, and it seems as if when Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez has not been the same. He's just not been the same. Now for Devin Haney, even though he has a clean shirt, he still has a stain on that shirt. The shirt is clean, but it's stained. Everybody else got a dirty shirt. So Teofimo Lopez has a dirty shirt. Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, dirty shirts. But Haney, he has a clean shirt, but that clean shirt has a stain because he's getting ready to face a very tough competitor after being cheated out of a win by a guy who was on performance enhancement drugs, and he got damaged during this fight. So no one knows what Devin Haney is gonna look like. So is he gonna be so beat and war torn that he is just not the same? Only time will tell. But this was the demise of the four kings. I don't know if Devin Haney has it anymore because he got destroyed by a cheater, by a person that just has no honor. I don't even know if Tank Davis is going to ever be the same because he hit Lamont Roach Jr. with a left hand, caught him clean, and Lamont Roach Jr. shook it off, and he kept going. We've never seen that. Now, Ryan Garcia fought Oscar Duarte. Oscar Duarte said that Ryan Garcia was on performance enhancement drugs, but the test didn't catch him. He fought Gevonta Tank Davis. In that fight, he was forced to quit. He quit against Tank. But guess what? Tank accused Ryan Garcia of using performance enhancement drugs, but he never got caught using performance enhancement drugs. About, 3 or 4, maybe 5 years, last 4 years of Ryan Garcia's career, all of a sudden he had all of this. He trained in the Eddie Reynoso camp, and then he had all of this magical power. He was knocking people out, and everybody was like, oh man, Ryan Garcia is coming into his man strength. That's what everybody was saying. And then the sprinkle rumors of performance enhancement drugs started, spreading through boxing. But no one had caught Ryan Garcia with performance enhancement drugs. And then he was acting so crazy against Devin Haney, and people started saying, oh man, what's wrong with Ryan? What's wrong with Ryan? Well, what was wrong with Ryan is that he was juiced up with Nandrolone, performance enhancement, Osterin, and all these other things. And he was cleaning his system with illegal IVs. And we saw this on video. You got me? So all of those rumors about Ryan being on different performance enhancement drugs, it seems as if they were true. Tank said he was on drugs, must have been on drugs. Oscar Duarte said he was on drugs. He must have been on drugs because Devin Haney didn't say that he was on drugs. But then he got caught being on drugs. So the four kings were supposed to be the future of boxing. And right now, as it applies to this lightweight division, we do not know. It looks like a question mark. So I got a question. What do you think? Do you feel as if the lightweight division is still going to be on top? Do you think that this generation of stars have lost their way? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I got another question. It seems as if people are glorifying the individuals who are using performance enhancement drugs. It seems as if no one is caring. So do you feel as if it should be okay to use performance enhancement drugs? Leave it in the comment section. This is Serious Grind Boxing. I'm getting ready to get out of here because I got to get back to the grind. I'll talk to you soon. Had to talk about those 4 kings, though. Man, it's crazy.